In 2014 alone, there were, I think, 5,983 reported DoD sexual assaults, and that's just the only ones that are reported. And I carried a knife with me everywhere, just to be safe, you know, I'm just really worried about that. I was discharged in March of 2005, and I came home and just had this vague understanding of what had happened, what I had seen. And I didn't know that I had PTSD when I came home, but I do remember my family looking at me like I was someone else. And I think that was the hardest thing, to have my own mom look at me as if I were a stranger she didn't recognize in her own home. And it was just a really difficult time coming to terms with sort of this moral injury. You know, my ideas of right and wrong were completely violated, and any sort of idea of faith was completely diminished. It was just sort of like, how could these things happen to innocent people, basically? And the tricky thing about coming home was that it now looked like Iraq to me. So I would be driving and I would see the desert. What was beautiful and comforting now became something that terrified me because it looked like Iraq. But over time, I found things that would heal me. I learned to do anything to keep myself occupied, whether that was hiking or yoga or making art or just anything to wear myself out throughout the day so I could sleep. And sometimes I had nightmares, but most of the time if I did enough, I was able to sleep, and that helped a lot. The difficult thing about adjusting to civilian life after serving a country was just the way, being a Native American, and being very aware of the color of my skin, because I grew up sort of in and around Farmington, New Mexico, which is a very racial area. But also being more aware of, I guess, aspects of Native American ideas of who we are in the mainstream society. So in 2011, when 2 Navy SEAL teams were sent into Afghanistan or Pakistan to get Osama bin Laden, when they killed him, the code word was Geronimo. The coded message sent to the president, Geronimo, E-K-I-A. The E stood for enemy, K-I-A stood for killed in action. But why Geronimo? Why would it be a Native American soldier who bravely fought against the Mexicans and the US troops? I mean, it's just the ultimate disrespect. I mean, yeah, to